Good evening, everybody. We are joined by head coach BJ Callaghan. Coach, today you were able to tie to win game two to tie the series. Um, what do you think of the game, and then leading into game three?
Yeah, just really proud of the performance of the whole team. A lot of guys stepped up. I thought it was a team that was committed to playing in an aggressive and an intense way, and was able to do it for a long period of time tonight. And that was a challenge that we've put on ourselves. And I think tonight was a good example of that. Um, so just really proud of the guys in the locker room first and foremost, and then the I have to say, I mean, the stadium was electric tonight, and I love to see that it's full of Nashville jerseys and Nashville fans and that type of thing. So just a tremendous turnout. So credit to everybody that showed up tonight. It was a huge boost to us.
Thank you, coach. Just give me a heads up if you have a question for coach. We'll kick it off with Ben Rice, and he has the microphone.
BJ, two guys I wanted to ask about specifically, Matt Corcoran coming in and starting, and then Josh Bauer starting at left back again. Just what did you make of both of them kind of stepping up when you needed them?
Yeah, I thought both put in really good performances. Josh, was really a shutdown defender tonight. Handled a lot of different, I would say, situations really well. And I thought Matthew stepped up, real big. The ball security that he gave us on the outside helped us. Was able to switch into midfield and play a couple different roles for us. And this is what we've been talking about all season, that you're going to have players step up and make plays. You don't know who it's going to be. You have to be ready for your moment. And those are the plays and the moments that move us on. And so just really proud of those guys to be, when their number was called, to put in a good performance.
And then the game felt like it got pretty stretched in the second half. What did you make, I guess, first of what you were able to do in transition, but also just the ability to get back and stay compact on defense even when it was pretty open?
Yeah, I mean, I thought there's certainly some chances out there in transition that we would like back, to try to get the third goal. I thought did a good job of creating those moments, and then twofold. If there's maybe a couple opportunities to try to sustain possession in that half, but I thought the center backs and the back four did a really good job of keeping us organized behind the ball, and that really, I think, neutralized the game from getting too out of hand. But at the same time, I loved the mentality of our team that we were going to go chase that third goal, and I thought there was a few moments out there in that second half.
The game got pretty chippy from early on. I mean, like 3-4 minutes in, there was scuffs all around the pitch. As a coach, when you're looking at that, is that something? I mean, can you coach? Is there some sort of like a right way of doing that? And do you guys talk about it? Do you coach it, or is it just something that players kind of get into?
No, I mean, we encourage our guys. We want to play intense. Obviously, we're playing the same team. A lot of times, it's always going to continue to kind of get the intensity is always going to be there. We encourage our guys to play to the line and not, don't cross the line. And for us, I think we did a pretty good job there. Listen, there's also, I'll leave it at that.
Sure.
Positive.
Okay. And then in defense, it looked like the first game against Miami in this sort of series, 5 goals, and then they scored 3 goals in Fort Lauderdale. Tonight it was only 1 goal. Is it just as simple as guys not making these small mistakes here and there that you talked about earlier, or is there something different that kind of happened in defense to prevent them from scoring more?
I think it's a collection of all those things. I think the team itself collectively played another good defensive game. And I know I said this about the last game. Like, when you look at it just from a structural standpoint, I thought we did a good job. We conceded in uncharacteristic ways. Tonight, you saw, guys that I thought we defended really well. And then at the end of the day, you have to make individual plays inside the penalty box. And I thought tonight the commitment of the defenders to just put their bodies on the line, slide, block shots, Joe make big saves, even little flick headers that get out of the box, they were willing to put themselves on the line tonight, the whole team.
BJ, you've talked throughout the season about having experiences from games you've played and being able to use them, having kind of history from each game. I guess what moments from this season do you feel you were able to use tonight, just learning from?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in a constant state of trying to get better, right? That's what we challenge ourselves each and every day, each and every week. And we get better from using those past experiences. And so for us, there's a lot of things that we can point to, right? Like you playing in an elimination sort of tournament like the Open Cup, something that we celebrated tonight, was that there's that pressure of it's win and go home, or win or go home. And so for us, that's an easy one, right? I think there's been some competitive, intense matches throughout the season that we've had. And, I think you see us being able to respond and control ourselves in the right way.
With Lionel Messi's goal in the 90th minute, what does it do for a defense when you know that player like Messi only needs a fraction of a second to be able to strike, and what kind of stress does that put on the defense, and what kind of challenge is that?
I thought all night that we handled it pretty well. We neutralized a lot of those chances. A lot of the chances that came were in the wide areas and having to settle for crossing. So, collectively, I thought the team did a really good job from front to back. Neutralizing as much as we could, and not only that, but then, creating chances on the other end.
BJ, obviously there was a very good team effort tonight, but then I'm thinking, I want to talk about two guys that actually is difficult to define which one had a better game between Eddie and Patrick. But then at the same time, very early in the game, they were already with the yellow card. What was your thought process when that happened?
I mean, yeah, listen, the shift that those guys put in was tremendous. You certainly don't like to take early yellow cards. I mean, that was probably a leading factor in subbing Eddie. It was starting to get probably to a point, where I think it was going to be left in a decision, up to a decision. So, but again, those guys set the tempo, and they set the intensity for us, and they did a great job.
Would it be fair to say that Nashville should have a more higher score earlier, even before Messi's goal, because of the opportunities the guys have?
Say that. Sorry.
Should Nashville had a higher score already before Messi's not as is?
Yeah, listen, I think there was opportunities to get the third goal in the second half. I'm really proud of the way we came out in the second half and did create some chances, and the mentality to go after the third goal. I love that. And the group showed that they have that wherewithal to go and push. And when we don't finish, there wasn't a drop, right? We continued to respond, and we continued to engage. And I thought it was just collectively a great performance by the group.
BJ, it seems like there were winning a lot more 50-50 balls. Helped to be here at home. Helped to have that crowd. How do you project that forward to a road game in a deciding game next week?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of doing the same. There's going to be some things that we're going to need to clean up and look at for sure. But in terms of the pressure, getting pressure to the ball, getting numbers around the ball, making sure that we're competing for the second balls, that's something that has to be a foundational piece for us. And just about getting rest, recovery, and turning it over and doing it again. And then, some of the other things we'll continue to review and kind of get better at.
BJ, tonight, obviously Matthew Corcoran gets the start. You have Josh Bauer, kind of both of them intertwining defensively in the first half. How do you think they did overall defensively, guarding, I believe, Tadeo Allende, number 21 for Inter Miami? How do you think they did through that? Because it seemed like Inter Miami was testing defensively, putting those through balls inside of Josh instead of taking that outside flank approach.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Miami did a great job posing a lot of challenges kind of in those wide areas, and I thought Matt and Josh handled it really well. And it's not just Matt and Josh; it's a whole domino effect that happens where the center backs are sliding better, and Josh is sliding out. Matt's able to get pressure to the ball. So collectively, that's what we're talking about. That it's done together. But yeah, there was a lot of different looks, for lack of a better term, and I thought those guys responded really well to it.
Kind of looking into next weekend, it just obviously tonight rain was a factor into all of this. There's, I believe, like a 30-40% chance of rain in Fort Lauderdale when it comes to a game like this. Do you think your team has a little bit of a upper edge after tonight's performance?
I mean, I think our group was committed to responding to play our way here at home, and we did that from the opening whistle. And it's just about making sure that we take that mentality with us, no matter if we're home or away. In another game where it's win or go home, and we're going to take it. We're going to be confident that we can do it because we've done it before, not just tonight, but in the past.
BJ,
BJ, how much does it help maybe mentally? You kind of just touched on it a little bit. Going into game 3, that narrative that Nashville SC can't beat Miami isn't looming over you guys anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's for us. It's internally that we're driven to kind of get better, and you can see the progress. And that progress, when I've said this a million times, when we say we want to do things and we do them, that's where this team continues to get more confident. And we challenged each other inside our environment to make sure that we came out and gave 90 minutes where we poured our heart and soul into the game. We did that tonight, and so we expect to be able to build on that and move forward.
When you're going against a player the caliber of Messi, do you almost have to just accept that no matter what you do, he's going to have moments that very few other players can pull off?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think that's with any good player. This is why they're elite players. They're going to find ways. They're going to continually find solutions, and it's our job to collectively work to stop it. That's the beauty of the game. And so, yeah, you're not ever thinking that you're going to like totally eliminate him from the game, but you have to be able to neutralize some of the things that they're trying to do.
Do you feel like you did a better job of that in this game than some of the previous ones?
Yeah, I mean, I think collectively, even both games, like collectively, I thought the group has been really difficult to play against, and has limited, the big opportunities. Thanks, guys.